Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Panji Rustandi. Today I wanna read a Arabic classic poet from Imru Al-Qais. With title "May You Be Happy This Morning, Worn Traces", translated by Charles Greyfield Tweety. How many a day, a night I'd spend with a woman, stark as a tattoo outline, her face aglow as she turned to her mate, like softly radiant candlelight, her breast like the flare of generous fire, by chilled men lit in the desert at night, in the wind come roving across the hill, north, south at the caravan staging post. Clear checked in her teen, so playful, yet that she make me forget my clothes when I leave. With rounds like the dunes that as children may love to tread for their smooth and faculty touch. When her lovers strip her, wanting all, she leaned to him slightly, holding back, slim at the waist and firm as she twists with quickening breath from intoxinant lips. That is all for me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo semuanya, nama saya Rifdah dari kelas 4E jurusan Sastra Inggris di UIN Sunan Gunung Jati Bandung. NIM saya adalah 11950300193. Di sini saya ingin membacakan salah satu syair atau puisi yang diciptakan oleh Abu Nawas berjudul I'tiraf. Dan sekarang saya akan membacakan syair I'tiraf karya Abu Nawas dengan versi terjemahan bahasa Inggrisnya. Al-I'tiraf. God, I certainly do not deserve to enter paradise on account of my sins, and I definitely do not possess the ability to endure the fires of hell. So, allow me to repent and forgive all my sins in the past, present, and future. For you are surely the forgiver of all sins, however minor or severe. My sins exceed in number the grains of sand that line the shores of the sea. So allow me to repent, O majestic Lord who possesses all glory. My lifetime decreases every passing day, while my sins keep increasing helplessly. God, I certainly do not deserve to enter paradise on account of my sins, and I definitely do not possess the ability to endure the fires of hell. So, allow me to repent and forgive all my sins in the past, present, and future. For you are surely the forgiver of all sins, however minor or severe. God, this sinful slave of yours is turning to you for salvation. Verily, I have sinned, and so I implore you for your forgiveness. You forgive, for you are the all-forgiving. But if you refuse, to whom is our recourse? God, I certainly do not deserve to enter paradise on account of my sins, and I definitely do not possess the ability to endure the fires of hell. So allow me to repent and forgive all my sins in the past, present, and future. For you are surely the forgiver of all sins, however minor or severe. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Rifka R. Saya akan membacakan puisi karya Mahmud Darwish. Dia adalah seorang penyair dari Palestina. Puisinya berjudul I Come From There. I come from there, and I have memories. Born as the mortals are, I have a mother, and a house with many windows. I have brothers, friends, and a prison cell with a cold window. Mine is the wave snatched by seagulls. I have my own view, and an extra blade of grass. Mine is the moon at the far edge of the words, and the bounty of birds, and the immortal olive tree. I walked this land before the swords turned its living body into a laden table. I come from there. I render the sky into her mother. When the sky weeps for her mother, and I weep to make myself known to a turning cloud, I learned all the words worthy of the cart of blood, so that I could break the rule. I learned all the words and broke them up to make a single word: homeland.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Setia Cipta Pratama, kelas 4E, akan membacakan syair dari Abu Nawas dengan judul Ilahi Lastulil Firdaus. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ilahi lastulil firdausi ahla wa ala aqwa ala naril jahimi fa'abbi taubatan wa ghafir zunubi fa'innaka ghafiru zammil azimi zunubi misalu ajadir imali fa'abbi taubatan ya zal jalali.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Annisa. Now I'm gonna recite a Sholawat, reciting it by singing it. But before I sing it, I would like to tell you guys about a little bit about historical side of this Sholawat. Actually, the Sholawat is purely from Indonesia. It was created by Kiai Ali Mansur in 1960s when Muslim in Indonesia got slandered by Partai Komunis Indonesia. And you know that now the Sholawat is kind of Nahdlatul Ulama's hymn, because sometimes in Nahdlatul Ulama's events, the Sholawat will be heard. And you know that the Sholawat is used to remember Rasulullah Shallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and victims of Badar war. So that's why it was named like that, Sholawat Badar. So I will try my best to sing the Sholawat. Hope you enjoy it, guys, and happy watching. Salatullah, salamullah, ala taha rasulillah. Salatullah, salamullah, ala yasin habibillah. Tawassalna bismillah wa bil hadi rasulillah wa kulli
5 beautiful Islamic landmarks around the world. Number 1. Kairouan, Tunisia. Like so many historic mosques, the Great Mosque of Kairouan also housed a university that quickly gained a reputation as one of the most prestigious centers of education in the Islamic world, both in Islamic and secular sciences. Though the mosque is intentionally melancholy, the interior will embrace you in a blanket of awe designed to facilitate spiritual contemplation, focus, and presence in prayer, much like most ancient mosques in Islamic world. And once you've finished exploring the Great Kairouan Mosque, step outside and into the centuries-old Medina that surrounds the mosque, with its brilliant color palettes, winding alleyways, and whitewashed walls. Number 2. Edina, Turkey. When it comes to Turkey, Istanbul may get most of the attention along the scenic Cappadocia, but Edirne is a hidden gem that most travelers are likely to skip or miss entirely. If you've visited Istanbul before, you'd probably have seen for yourself the breathtaking grandeur of the Blue Mosque. Take one step into the mosque itself and you'll be mesmerized by the beauty of the Islamic calligraphy and the tile work all over the domes above you. Number 3. Shiraz Iran. Iran might often be painted as a hostile and inward-looking country, but ask anyone who's actually traveled there and they'll tell you that the truth is quite the opposite. Iranians are some of the most generous and hospitable people you'll ever encounter, and the country itself is a living, breathing tapestry saturated with Islamic history at every turn, especially in the exquisite city of Shiraz, with its magnificent Persian gardens, vibrant mosques, and lively ancient bazaars. Number 4. Xi'an, China. You are probably no stranger to the famous hadith, "Seek knowledge unto China." The history of Islam in China dates as far back to the time of the Prophet's companions, and you'll still find the China's Muslim legacy remarkably intact in various parts of China today, especially in the Xi'an province. The Great Mosque of Xi'an is among the most stunning mosques in all of China, and its distinctly Chinese architecture stands as a gorgeous testament to the seamless unity of local Chinese culture and the Islamic faith. Number 5. Sintra, Portugal. At the mention of Andalusia, the timeless Spanish cities of Granada, Cordoba, and Seville might be the first cities that come to mind. Right next door in Portugal lies a lesser-known but equally fascinating treasure trove of Islamic heritage. Though much of Portugal's Islamic history has been erased from the history books over time, head over to the UNESCO World Heritage designated municipality of Sintra and you'll find a beautiful cluster of ancient Islamically influenced palace, castle, and ruin, some almost 13th centuries old. So that's all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Malina. I'm from F class. So today I want to retell one story. The story of Qorun. Qorun was from the nation of Moses. He is from the children of Israel. Allah said that he became a transgressor and tyrant against all the people of Bani Israel, and he was one of the most transgressor during the time of Musa. Pharaoh is in charge and the Israelites are slaves. They are being held in ghetto population and they are being controlled and beaten and abused for labor. They are being horribly mistreated. When you treat people like this for a long period of time, there is a danger that they might rebel. Pharaoh was afraid that there might be an uprising, so one of the ways that Pharaoh wanted to control the people is he had what you can call in easy language salutes. He had certain people from Bani Israel that he paid good money, and they would keep an eye on the Israelites and what they are talking about, or if anybody's getting out of lines, he can report back. He made a lot of money as a result. So you can imagine the guy has faults that even the keys that he had or these opening latches that he had. It would take a bunch of strong men to grab it, and even they would get exhausted after even trying to open it once. Meaning extremely secure, and if they look and is that big, then what is inside? He doesn't have one. He has a number of doors. When he has the security guards come and open the vault, the rest of the community can see. He is the only billionaire among a bunch of bankrupt people. Then everybody else is living like slaves, and this guy is living like a billionaire. He is got his nice ride, he is got his nice house, he is got these vaults everywhere that Abby did not can open. Most people were actually obsessed with him. They wish they lived that life. They were hoping for that position. Why? Because he was in that attractive positions and everybody wants to be like that. Qorun always said, I acquired all my wealth. I got all my wealth through my own experience and through my own sweat. I am the one that worked so hard for this wealth. I am the one who put effort to this wealth. All these things that you are saying to me, I don't care about them. And for that, didn't he know before that Allah had destroyed before his many nations who were richer, stronger, more stable than him? But he just gathered his workers and slaves, and then he started to parade and march in the middle of the street with hundreds of people surrounding him carrying his wealth. And he was riding his horses that were all clothed in gold, and he was clothed himself with gold. So people saw that parade and were attached to this wealth. When they saw Qorun and his adornments, they said, We wish to as wealth as Qorun. Qorun has been given a great fortune. He is fortunate, happy, lucky person. We wish were like him. But Allah talks about the other group of people, those who have faith, righteousness, piety, and knowledge. The reward of Allah is by far better than what Qorun has, and believing in Allah and doing righteous action is by far a lot more dear and beloved to Allah, and better for you in this world and in the hereafter. Now Allah shows His power, strength, and magnificence. He caused the earth to swallow Qorun and his wealth while everyone was watching. He had nothing, he had no company to help him, he had none to support him.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wulan Yulianita Firdaus, and I'm here to share the top 5 of Muslim inventions from the Islamic Golden Age that shaped the modern world. The first one is algebra. The word algebra comes from the title of a Persian mathematician's famous 9th century treatise, Kitab Algebra wa-i Mughalaba, which translates roughly as the Book of Reasoning and Balancing. Built on the roots of Greek and Hindu systems, the new algebraic order was a unifying system for rational numbers, and geometrical magnitudes. The same mathematician, Al-Khwarizmi, was also the first to introduce a concept of raising a number to a power. The second one is surgery. Around the year 2000, the celebrated Dr. Al-Zahrawi published a 1,500 pages illustrated encyclopedia of surgery that was used in Europe as a medical reference for the next 500 years. Among his many inventions, Zahrawi discovered the use of dissolving catgut to stitch wounds. Beforehand, a second surgery had to be performed to remove sutures. He also reportedly performed the first caesarean operation and created the first pair of forceps. The third one is coffee. Now the Western world's drink du jour, coffee was first brewed in Yemen around the 9th century. In its earliest day, coffee helped Sufis stay up during late nights of devotion. Later brought to Cairo by a group of students, coffee was soon caught on around the empire by the 13th century it reached Turkey, but not until the 16th century did the beans start boiling in Europe, brought to Italy by a Venetian trader. The fourth one is music. Muslim musicians have had a profound impact on Europe, dating back to Charlemagne tried to compete with the music of Baghdad and Cordoba, according to Hassani. Among the instruments that arrived in Europe through the Middle East are the lute and rahab, an ancestor of the violin. Modern musical scales are also said to derive from the Arabic alphabet. The last one is toothbrush. According to Hassani, the Prophet Muhammad popularized the use of the first toothbrush in around 600s. Using a twig from a meswak tree, he cleaned his teeth and freshened his breath. Substances similar to meswak are used in modern toothpaste. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.